I'm gonna do a twin flame reading. I don't want to. I mean, mm. All right, so here's the thing with twin flames. You know, a lot of people get in the hype of twin flames like it's this romantic love connection, but it's actually a journey back to the self. You know, you meet someone and they trigger all these things in you and it makes you really face yourself. Well, I mean, it's supposed to. What happens is the feminine starts to chase after the masculine, and then the masculine runs. And instead of continuing to chase, we're supposed to go in, heal, self-love, and let them go. Let them go. If they come back, great. If they don't, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. Um, there's some people on a twin flame journey that are going to be like, but it does matter. He needs to come back. No, he doesn't. He doesn't. The twin flame journey, it's two bodies, one soul. So the theory is the soul has been split into two. And you know, you're supposed to find each other and reconnect, and it's supposed to be like this dream come true love story, but that's not what it is. If your soul is split and you then meet the other human being that's carrying the other half of your soul, they're going to reflect back to you everything in you that you need to heal. That's what the twin flame journey is about: healing yourself and finding yourself and being whole with yourself and not with another fucking person. Now, if after you do the healing work, they come in, that's great. But if they don't, you've done the healing work and you love yourself, so it won't fucking matter. And then you're open to a much more healthy connection than chasing after someone that's going to keep fucking running. And the more you chase, the more they run. So you have no choice but to face yourself and heal if you're truly on a twin flame journey. Um, if you're not, you're staying in a toxic cycle with someone that's fucking playing with you. Um, and maybe they're not consciously playing with you, but it happens. Now, I'm gonna. I'm hesitant. I was hesitant to do this because when I first started the channel, I wanted to do twin flame readings because I know how crazy the journey can get. Hi Ryan, how are you? I know how crazy the twin flame journey can get. I've been on it myself. I was connected to a man that at first I was like, no, he's not my twin flame. That's not what's happening here. But then as time went on, it just kept feeling like, okay, maybe that's what's happening here. But monkey business. How many rupees will it take to get some of your hair in my mailbox? No. What was I saying? Shit. I'm gonna ignore a lot of comments today because like I said, I really didn't want to do this reading, but something's telling me that I have to. Um, now, on my journey, the universe just kept putting it in my face, putting it in my face. I'm like, no, I'm not on a twin flame journey. And then I was like, all right, fine, I accept it. I'm on a twin flame journey. And then after I disconnected from the guy, then I start getting signs and synchronicities about a catalyst twin flame. And apparently, a catalyst twin flame is someone that you meet before your twin flame that you're convinced that they're your twin flame, and they get you like going on the journey to really go in and connect with yourself. Um, I guess not everyone has a catalyst twin. Sometimes people just meet their twin. I've even questioned whether or not twin flames are fucking real. I think it's just such a deep soul connection that it feels. I'm playing with something over here because I was distracted by it. um, Fuck, what was I saying? Son of a bitch. I didn't want to do this reading. I almost want to talk myself out of it and turn the live off. You fucked you twin hot. No, twin flames aren't. Well, when I first met who I thought was my twin flame, he's the one that brought up twin flames. And he was like, oh, I'm going to find my twin flame. And at the time, all I knew about twin flames was that it was two bodies, one soul. And I kind of like laughed in my head, like, your father could be your twin flame for all you know, you know? And, and then as time went on, uh, it was just like it kept coming up, and there were a lot of things that were coinciding with when I actually started studying the twin flame journey. 'Cause like I said, I was in denial at first, like, no, that's not what's happening here. And then the more I started to read about it, I'm like, oh, you know, people talk about twin flames like it's just this romantic love connection, and they're like your other half, and that's not what it is. That's not what it is. So there's a lot of people that think they're on it. Twin flames are it's a spiritual ascension. It's like a fast track to ascension. You know, you meet someone that triggers everything in you to ascend. Um, yeah, so after I disconnected from the guy, I started getting signs and synchronicities about catalyst twin flame. And then I was like, you know what? Fuck you, universe. You already, like, I was in denial, then you convinced me that that's what was happening here. And now I feel stupid for actually believing that. And now you're trying to tell me he was a catalyst. Motherfucker. But catalyst, false twin, real twin, it doesn't fucking matter. The journey's supposed to lead you back to yourself and make you whole within yourself. Um, the masculine energies in the connection run, the feminine energies in the connection chase. The feminine energies are chasing after the masculine because they're running from themselves. But the feminine needs to stop chasing and look within and chase after themselves. Like, where the fuck am I? Why I'm chasing some fucking guy that's running from me. Um, so, and then the masculines are running because they don't want to face the feminine, because the feminine reflects everything in them about themselves that they don't want to face. So in all actuality, like the running and chasing dynamic in twin flames is each party running from themselves. It's time to go back home, and home is ourself. You know, they say that your twin flame feels like home, and they do. They do, because they vibrate at a frequency of what your home in early childhood felt like. So when you meet someone that is the same frequency of your early childhood and you get close to them, it feels, even if you had, like, my home in early childhood was chaos. Well, later in life it became chaos again, but for a little while it was normal. But it was chaos. So when I meet a man that is vibrating at that same frequency, but he was also very calm and loving, but he carried the energy of chaos, even though he wasn't being chaotic. Um, and it felt, it's weird to say, like, it felt safe to be near him. It felt like home. Because to me, chaos feels like home. That's horrible. But I do have a twin flame deck, and it's funny, when I was looking for it, it took me like 20 minutes to find it because I haven't used it in a while. Because if I'm gonna do twin flame readings, I don't want people watching the readings over and over and over again, like wondering when they're gonna come, when they're gonna be here, like when are they gonna stop running. When you stop chasing, they stop running. Now whether or not they stop running and come back towards you, I don't fucking know. But you have to do the healing work. So it doesn't matter whether they come in or not. If they come in, you want to be healed, or else they're going to run from you again. And if they don't come in, you want to be healed, so that way you're not hurt by it. All right, so I've got this lovely twin flame deck. Yeah, Ryan's a twin. How's your sister and her baby, by the way? Wait, is it your twin that had the baby, or was it your other sister that had the baby? You look like that girl on TV. What girl? Um, hmm. Twin flame facilitator, expansive growth. All right, what I get off of this is pretty much what I was saying. The twin flame journey, it facilitates your growth. It helps you expand if you do the work. You know, it's like they trigger you and you start chasing. I'm talking about the feminine. The feminine gets triggered and she starts chasing. Then the masculine's triggered, he starts running. Um, and you know, people can stay in that dynamic for a long fucking time, but they need to snap themselves out of it because it's not healthy. It's not healthy. It's time to heal. It's time to grow. It's time to expand. And this journey does that. This journey does that. People that are truly on a twin flame journey, like, it's an ascension. It's a fast track ascension. Um, so if you're like, ooh, I want to be on a twin flame journey, but you don't want to ascend, don't fucking wish that upon yourself. Because when you truly have to face yourself the way twin flames do, um, it's fucking scary. You know, that's why they stay in the runner chaser dynamic for a little bit. Well, actually, you know, I've connected with a lot of people through studying the journey and, you know, watching YouTube readings and reading all kinds of information on the internet about it. And what was I going to say? This is happening to me again. Is Katie here? When I first started going live, I kept getting blanks. I kept going blank while I was talking, and then it stopped happening for a little while, and now it's happening again. Fuck. And I'm live, so I hate when it happens when I'm live, because then I feel like an idiot. Um, hmm. All right, if it comes back to me, it comes back to me. If not, let's talk about this card. It says 5-5 on it. 5 represents change. Um, it says creative expression. It says the electric. The electric is the masculine because the feminine is magnetic. Um, you know, you know, think about magnets. Yeah, they get drawn together, but if it's backwards, if it's flipped, they repel. The feminine is supposed to be magnetic and draw the masculine in. The masculine is electric. He's supposed to take action and be the one chasing. Um, the feminine needs to pull out of their masculine energy. That's what it is. The feminine is wounded and in their masculine energy, so they're chasing. They're doing the masculine's job by trying to get things moving. But the feminine is supposed to just attract. The feminine is just supposed to sit there in all her fucking glory and all her fucking beauty and her high vibe energy and just allow the masculine to come in. When a feminine's in that energy, she's in her empress energy, she's in her fucking goddess energy, and the masculine can't help but be drawn to it. But once the feminine flips it and starts acting how the masculine should be and starts chasing after, that's when the masculine's running. Now, the creative expression, the masculine starts to run. The masculine doesn't know how to express his feelings. They're supposed to learn how to. That's what the creative expression is about. They're supposed to learn how to express themselves, how to go after a high vibrational feminine energy. Because not just anybody can have a high vibrational feminine. You know, you can't just be any Tom, Dick, or Harry and think you're going to get a fucking goddess. No, if you're a fucking dipshit, go find another dipshit, you know? Um, Now we have the high priest, and it says 9. 9, it means the end of a cycle. We're at the end of a cycle. There's been a lot of talk with a lot of people that, you know, do twin flame readings and study the journey, um, that that are saying that a lot of twin flames are coming together right now. Like the portal opened up and they're coming in, they're coming together. Um, And with the high priest, it's part of what is supposed to happen. The high priest is it's spiritual law. It's the high priest is holding on to the soul contract. Like, you guys are supposed to do your fucking healing work. Not necessarily supposed to come together, supposed to do the healing work and come together with yourself. It's a journey back to the self. Because you are your twin flame. That's what people don't understand. They're like, oh, I gotta chase after this person because they're my twin. But your true twin is yourself. You're supposed to be balancing your masculine and your feminine energy because we all carry both energies within us. And the feminine in the connection, once she starts teetering into her masculine energy and leaving her feminine energy behind, well, then the masculine doesn't know what to do. So they're like, I got to get out of here. I don't know how to deal with this. I don't know how to communicate with this. I don't know how to express myself. Um, and it says personal empowerment on the bottom. So it's the and notice how he's got blue and yellow. It's the masculine and the feminine energies, holding both of them, holding both the masculine and the feminine energy and keeping them balanced. That's what's in the soul contract with twin flames. Um, Surrender. See how we went from 5, which is change, 9, which is the end of a cycle, and now we've got 1, which is the beginning of a cycle. It's time to surrender. I mean, I don't know if how well you can. This is a dove. It just looks like a white blob on the screen to me. I don't know if you guys can tell it's a dove. Um, so we're talking about surrendering to the dark night of the soul, surrendering to your shadow and going into it, going in and doing the shadow work and connecting with yourself and healing it, accepting yourself for who you are and loving yourself for who you are. Whether you're on a twin flame journey or not, this is important. This is important for all humans to be doing, going in and really connecting with ourselves. Even if you're not on a twin flame journey, if you're having trouble in life and you're not connecting well with people or you feel left out, it's time to go through the dark night of the soul. I feel like people can choose to go into the dark night of the soul. A lot of people, it happens to them. Something happens and then they're feeling so much grief and then they're forced to face a lot of shit they didn't want to face. Um, but if you're going through the ascension process and you're doing the healing work, you know, um, something can still happen that can trigger you to really dive deeper in. But if you're already in there, it's not going to be as scary as if you're just ignoring, your trauma or your darkness or your shadow or the things that you suppress. Um, and I noticed, I noticed the 4 on the top of this card, and it made me think of, like the 4 of Wands in tarot. The 4 of Wands can represent like a new path, going on a journey. Um, but you're not going on a journey alone. You're not going on a journey alone. And when I say that, I don't mean like the twin that you consider to be outside of yourself is going to come in. I'm talking about um, the other half of you within yourself. Your masculine and feminine energy. Um, Heading down a new path with both aspects of yourself together, working together in balance. Um, and then whether you're connecting with a twin flame soulmate, whatever it is, you're in a balanced energy, and you can, if you're a feminine, you're going to attract people in. If you're a masculine, you're going to have the confidence to go after whoever you want. Even if they're, there's a tarot reader, Steve's Love Tarot. He's always talking about, you know, um, how these masculines usually go after the low-hanging fruit. You know, there's a tree, there's fruit on it. You know, it's easier to just walk up and grab the lowest one, but the lowest one isn't getting the most light. It's not going to be the most tasty. It's not going to be the most juicy. It's not going to, you know, it's pretty much the shit piece of fruit when it's low hanging. If you want something that's really good and abundant and fulfilling, you've got to get to the top of the tree and get that fruit that's at the fucking top. And that's what the feminine is in on the twin flame journey. Um, well, if she starts chasing, you know, she's dropping herself down lower to be with the low hanging fruit. Um, if they can have you easily, they don't fucking want you. You know, why would they? Unless they just want to get in your pants. And if that's not what you want, then you know you need to be the you need to be the high hanging fruit. If you're the low hanging fruit, they're gonna come, they're gonna take a bite and then toss you aside. Like, oh, that didn't taste as good as I thought it would. Um, the feminines I feel start healing first. They have to. They have to. Um, because when the feminine starts to heal and the feminine stops chasing because the feminine's busy healing and being herself and loving herself, or himself. You know, there are some feminines that are male. Um, Once the feminine starts doing the healing work, then the masculine has no more reason to run. So if they gravitate back towards you, they're not, a lot of times they're not going to be like, oh, I need to do healing work and go connect with the feminine. They start gravitating back towards you while you're doing the healing work. And, you know, a lot of feminines, once they hear from the masculine, they're like, oh, and they stop doing the healing work and they start chasing again. And then the masculine runs again. And then it's this back and forth, back and forth. So the feminine needs to be in an energy where even if the masculine comes in, the feminine can just exist and radiate their light. And that's when the masculine starts doing the healing work. Um, Now, can the masculine do the healing work without ever reconnecting with the feminine? Yes, they can. But most cases, I do believe that when the masculine reconnects with the feminine and she's healing herself and loving herself, it's a ripple effect. And then it affects the masculine, and then they want to be that. They want to heal. They want to be with the feminine, and they fucking can't. They can't unless they start vibing at a high frequency as well. Um, because if the feminine's done the healing work and the masculine's still trying to act like the feminine's a low-hanging fruit, um, the feminine's not going to buy into it. The feminine's not going to play that game anymore. And then the masculine has no choice but to fucking heal. No choice. It's like, all right, if I want to be with this person, I've got to get my shit together. Um, Love thy neighbor. That's right. Hold on. Let me. Yes, I do readings. Right now I'm doing Twin Flame. I've never done a Twin Flame live stream before. I didn't even want to, but something was telling me I fucking had to. Ugh. Just because this whole fucking subject can be fucking toxic to people. Um, you know, the feminine energies get so caught up in like the romanticized version of what twin flames are. Um, but it's a healing journey. It's a healing journey. It's coming home to the self. Coming home to the self. Um, oh yeah, and the four, coming home to the self. Being in union with yourself. You know, it's not necessarily about being in union with someone else. Like, it's great if that happens, but it's about coming into union with the self. And 4 is about union. So we've got 5, change, 9, end of a cycle, 1, a new cycle, the beginning of a cycle. And then why is all this happening? Because of the 4, union. union with the self, balancing your masculine and your feminine energy so you're whole. Um, all right, I'll pull a few more of these cards out of this deck. The Chosen, Soul Merger, Take Me Home, Pathway to True Love, 1111. Take Me Home, Pathway to True Love. And like I said, it's not about true love with someone outside of yourself. It's about going home to yourself and truly loving yourself. Um, it's funny because remember I said 5 is change. I put this card right below the 5 and it says intense change. False twin flame. When I started this live stream, I was talking about a catalyst twin flame. From what I read, catalyst and false twin flame, I guess, are two different things. Um, I don't know. I think they are. Like if, like people that aren't on the ascension journey, and twin flames are here to shift shift the collective, and show a new way, show a new way, show a new way of being, showing how to love yourself, showing how to be in union with yourself. Um, that's what the twin flames are here to do. They're not here to be in a romantic connection, you know. And if they are, they're usually doing healing work and helping other people come home to themselves. Twin flames don't meet and then they're just like, oh, we're gonna live like a normal mundane life and be together. Um, no, they're spiritual. They're ascending. They're helping other people ascend. They're helping other people grow. Um, they may work, your average everyday job, but when they're not working those jobs, they're um, they're expanding the collective consciousness is how I want to word it. Um, the false twin flame is people that aren't even a twin flame at all and think that the person that they're with is a twin flame, or you're on the twin flame journey and you thought you met your twin but you're like, oh no. And then a catalyst twin flame, I feel like it's a much more I feel like it really triggers someone to go on the twin flame journey. If you meet a false twin flame, you have the idea of like, oh, twin flames, but I feel like a catalyst twin flame really projects you into the fucking journey. Um, like they awaken you to the journey. Um, but also false twin flame to me is ourselves. When we're not in balance, when we're not loving ourselves, and we're looking for someone outside of ourselves, because your true twin flame is yourself, is yourself. Um, so we've got the 5, and then I pull out intense change. All right, now we've got the high priest. Below the high priest, again, it's funny. The high priest is the 9, and the 9 is the end of a cycle. And then underneath it, I pulled another 1, the chosen one. The chosen one, fast track to ascension. That's what I was telling you guys. This twin flame journey is a fast track to ascension. It's a fast track to yourself, to yourself. Um, you know, um, a lot of people don't really understand that we are all one. It's just this physical reality that we see ourselves as separate. But if you could see energy, there's nothing separating us. We're all connected. We're just different aspects of the self, you know? You know how like you have like different aspects of your personality in your head? You know, you'll argue with yourself. Like one part of you is like, oh, I should do this. The other part's like, no, I shouldn't. Well, all other people are you know how they say like your inner world is a reflection of your outer world. The outer world is aspects of the personality that are outside of ourselves. Um, you know, I get a lot of religious people that come into my life, so we always end up talking about God and Jesus and stuff. Um, God is the source of everything, like the source of all existence. And what we are is projections of that source. You know, God projected himself out in all directions and created us, created planets, the universe, all everything. Um, but everything is just a projection of God. So technically, if we really understand what that means, God isn't outside of us, God is within us. A lot of us are praying to something outside of ourselves when what we're praying to is actually within us. Um, we have to reconnect with ourselves. We have to reconnect with our God within us. Um, and it's hard to speak on that without people taking that wrong because then, you know, there's like narcissists that'll be like, oh, so I'm a god. Like, not like that, you fucking dipshit. um, all right, I'm gonna move on to the surrender card. 1-1. Surrender. And then we've got soul merger. Soul merger. Ebb and flow. Ebb and flow. The ebbs and flow of life. We have to allow things to come in, and when it's time for them to leave, we release them. The problem is we're programmed to try to hold on to things, and then we get ourselves all fucked up. um, the soul merger, yeah, you know, it can be the feminine and masculine humans are coming together to merge together, but this to me is really about your own personal masculine and feminine energy intertwining and ascending and rising up and being able to go with the ebbs and flows of life. You know, if you go inwards and you do the healing work and you're in union with yourself and you're whole within yourself, then bad things can happen and you take it in, you learn what you need to learn from it, and then you release what you don't fucking need. Um, Instead, we tend to see something bad, judge it, be mad at it, and then disconnect from ourselves and want to disconnect from the situation um, and not handle it properly. But we're supposed to be learning from it, we're supposed to be growing from it, and then releasing. Hmm. I'm going to pull some tarot next. I'm going to pull some tarot next, yeah. And then I'll chat with you guys for a little bit if you guys feel like chatting. If not, I'll go away. I'm not going to chase after you guys. I was just shuffling the cards and then we ended up with Soul Merger at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, I'm not going to chase after you guys because I'm not completely balanced. But I spend a lot of time doing inner work and accepting the ebbs and flows of life. All right. Let's pull some tarot on the feminine energies in the twin flame. Ooh, 3 of Cups with the King of Pentacles at the bottom. All right. I mean, this is the majority of the collective of the twin flames because you know we're all on different timelines. If you're like this, if you're on a twin flame journey and you're like, oh, I'm not vibing with this, I'm still chasing after my masculine, then you're not on this timeline, you're further back. but you can jump timelines by shifting your perspective. Our perspective is our reality. Perception is reality. So however we perceive things is what our reality is. So if we shift our perception, then we shift our reality. Um, but the majority of feminines on the twin flame journey have been shifting their reality and shifting their perspective. And they're really starting to enjoy connecting with people. Whether they're able to connect with the masculine or not is irrelevant. Um, this is the masculine. The masculine's like in the environmental energy. It's like even though the masculine has sabotaged, but the feminine has sabotaged too. Um, but the feminine's in a really good energy. In a really good energy. You know, things aren't always great, but even when they're not, the feminine's shifting it. The feminine is grounded in their masculine energy and learning to become grounded in their masculine and feminine energy. Um, and then this is the masculine also. I don't know if I'm confusing people, because this King of Pentacles is representing both the stability of the feminine, but it's also representing the masculine. And underneath that is this Five of Swords. You know, the disagreement. Like, it's like the feminine starts chasing, and then when she stops, the masculine's like, wait, where are you going? Where are you going? I thought you were chasing after me. And then justice is under that. You know, bringing things into balance. And then the Six of Swords, moving forward to calmer, peaceful waters. And then we have the World, completion. Oh, and then we've got the Empress. And that's when the feminine's in her Empress energy. You know, when she's done with that cycle of fucking chasing, that cycle of running from the self and chasing after the self outside of the self. That's stupid. We should be chasing after the self within and connecting with it and holding on to it and supporting it and letting it know, like, I love you. I'm here for you. I don't need someone outside of us. And then when you're in that frequency, you're in the frequency of complete and total love. Not just love for another person, but love for yourself. So then you attract real, true fucking love. All right, let me put these cards back. All right, I'll pull some clarifiers for this Three of Cups. Ooh, the Lovers, the Lovers, the Lovers. I look at this card and I'm seeing the feminine energy connecting with her own masculine energy, coming into union with the self, being whole with the self. Learning to love and communicate with the self, learning to enjoy the self. And then it has the ripple effect, and it brings in love. It brings in love, whether it's with your twin or a soulmate, is irrelevant. It brings in true love, real fucking love that's worth it. And we've got this Ten of Swords here. This Ten of Swords means you're done. You're done. You're done chasing. You're done chasing. You don't want to fucking do it anymore. And we've got the Queen of Cups. See how this queen is sitting on her throne? She's holding a chalice filled with all the fucking love in existence. She doesn't need to chase. She doesn't need to complicate things. She doesn't need to exhaust her mind, her emotions. She just needs to come into union with herself. And then that can bring union. You know, your inner world is a reflection of your outer world. So if inside you are connecting with yourself fully and fully loving yourself, then you can connect with someone that can fully love and connect with you. If you're not fully loving yourself, then you're going to be connecting with someone that doesn't fully love themselves, and then they can love you, but there's going to be a lot of issues in the relationship, and it's hard to work out issues in a relationship when it's not two people that fully understand themselves and understand other people. If you have an awareness of yourself and other people, then you're able to work through any problem when you're in a relationship. And you know, you need to be in a relationship with someone else who can do that as well, or they're just an energy drain, and they will fucking drain you of all your life force. um all right, I'm gonna pull on the masculine energy now. All right, where are the masculines at? The masculines are like, wait, where are you going? Are you going to heal yourself? You're not going to chase after me. You're going to chase after yourself? Well, there must be something really fucking interesting about you if you're chasing after yourself. I kind of want to chase after you now. But we've got the Two of Pentacles. They're like, what's going on? What do I do? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Underneath the Two of Pentacles is the Two of Cups. It's like, I don't know what's going on with this connection. I don't know. Like, I sabotaged it. Like, they sabotaged it. I don't even know anymore. I don't even know anymore. Like, see how he's looking at them and they're like walking away? He's like, where are you going? Where are you going? Um, hmm. See how he's holding the two swords up? The two of swords in tarot is, it's like there's not knowing which choice, not knowing what to do, not knowing what to do, not knowing what to say, not knowing how to communicate. And then you know, there's two swords on the ground as well. So it's like, well, we don't know either. So I'm done and I'm walking away. But see how he's got this one sword right here? It's the Ace of Swords, the sword of truth. He's holding on to the truth. He knows what it is. He just needs to look at it. All right, let me pull clarifiers for this. Yeah, here's the sun. The sun illuminates. You know, I laughed because I pulled out the Two of Swords. I was just talking about how he's holding two swords and there's two swords on the ground. See, remember I was saying he's got the Ace of Swords right here, but he's not looking at it because he's too busy holding the two swords and being blind. Being blind. Being blind. Six of Wands is about victory after a long battle. It's about recognition. With the sun here, they're gonna start seeing. They're gonna start seeing. They're gonna start to recognize where they went wrong. But they're also going to start to recognize something within themselves, some kind of truth within themselves. They're going to be forced to look at it. You know, when the feminine isn't playing the game anymore. If it's a true twin flame dynamic, the masculine's going to start looking at it, whether they come in or not. They have to choose. Everyone has free will. They can choose to continue down the path that they're on and not feeling fulfilled and going after low-hanging fruit. Ace of Wands underneath the sun. They're going to be inspired to take action. They're going to feel triggered to take action. Ooh, and the King of Cups is underneath that. Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Yeah, underneath the King of Cups, we have the Six of Pentacles. We had the Six of Pentacles, but then we have the Lovers. The Six of Pentacles is about, it can be breadcrumbing. But it can also be about generosity. It can be about equal give and take. Sharing. Sharing. What's the King of Cups doing? King of Cups is emotionally reserved. He doesn't share unless he feels safe to. He doesn't like showing that he's vulnerable. But he's going to. He's going to. The Lovers. The Lovers. All right. I'm gonna pull one card for the connection itself. For the connection itself, the energy between these two, the feminine who's really starting to learn how to love the self and enjoy the self and connecting with other people that, you know, it's like at first it's like you want to chase after the masculine and then they become the focus and then you're not even thinking about like other people. But when you do the inner work and then you start connecting with other people and enjoying yourself, enjoying your life, loving yourself and loving life, putting an end to the bullshit. You're done. You can't do it anymore. Just sitting here with all the love to give. And then the masculine is over here like, wait, what the hell is the feminine doing? That looks good over there. They seem like they're enjoying themselves. Why are they enjoying themselves without me? Without me. I don't understand. But I want to. I want to understand. I want to recognize what the fuck is going on here. All right, so the connection between them. Two of Wands. Two of Wands. Two of Wands is planning. So the masculine's planning. And we have the Seven of Pentacles. Is it harvest time? You know? Is this worth harvesting? Is it a low-hanging fruit? Is it abundant? Does it need more time? Or is it time now? Is it time now? It feels like divine timing. It feels like divine timing. Two of Wands. See how they're looking out. They're looking out at the world around them. Like, where could this go? Like, playing with the idea of like, where can we actually take this? What could this be? Could it be abundant? Could it be everything that I've worked so hard for? Could it be everything that I've waited so long for? And underneath the Two of Wands is the Death card. Something's coming to an end for something new to begin. Remember when I was pulling the Twin Flame deck, we had the 5. 5 is change. Then we had the 9. 9 is the end of a cycle. And then we had the 1, the beginning of a new cycle. Something comes to an end for something new to begin. And it's causing this, wait, what could this be? Where could this go? All right, let's clarify the Seven of Pentacles. I saw the Hanged Man. Ooh. 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 Mysterious. like a thief in the night. Like a thief in the night. That's it's like they're like, where'd you go? Where did you come from? Where did you go? You know, it's like you were there and then I was scared and then you were gone. Where did you go? Reflecting, trying to decide what to invest or whether or not to invest. Well, I don't think it's whether or not to. I think it's what. We have the Knight of Cups with the star. The Knight of Cups brings not just a message of love, he brings love itself. And this is about faith and hope. They're hoping you're not really gone. Ooh. I just got goosebumps, but only on my legs. Not even on my whole body. Both of my legs, just goosebumps. Well, I mean, runner, chaser, maybe that's why. Legs, they run. Wasn't I saying, like, the Seven of Pentacles, they're trying to figure out, is it harvest time? Like, could this be abundant? Where could this go? And then we've got the Nine of Pentacles on the bottom. Nine of Pentacles is abundance. But it's also about liberation and freedom and independence. Independence doesn't mean you can do things alone. Like, it does to an extent, but it doesn't mean you have to do things alone. It just means you can do things alone. Part of being independent is knowing when to and when to not connect with people. You know, some people need to be told. Like, they can't make a decision by themselves because they're not independent at all. Five of Cups. Yeah. It's like wanting to be free from this energy, wanting to be independent from the Five of Cups energy. See, it's not necessarily about being independent and doing things alone, because see how this guy's alone and he seems fucking sad about it. He's got the Two Cups behind him. He's got a connection behind him. And he's sad. He's sad. The Three Cups are spilled. Like the enjoyment of connecting is gone. And it's like, yeah, they can do it by themselves. But they're really looking at it like, am I fulfilled? Do I really feel free? You know, it's like the masculine runs because they're not feeling safe within the connection. You know, the running, they're trying to liberate themselves because when they're in the connection and they get triggered, they're trying to liberate themselves from themselves. But they're running from the feminine, thinking they're liberating themselves from the situation, but really they're running from themselves. And then when the feminine stops chasing, it's like, wait, hold on. My stomach feels, you know, and that's how they feel. It's like, this doesn't feel right. It's like I ran from them because I thought I didn't want to be connected like that. But now they're gone, and now I'm realizing, like, this doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. Because The Ten of Pentacles is having everything. The Nine of Pentacles is like, yeah, you can do it on your own, but you're you're on your own. You're still alone. You're still alone. All right, and you know, with this Five of Cups, the Star, you know, Seven of Pentacles and the Star can both represent delays, but they can also both represent divine timing. Divine timing. Everything happens in the time it's supposed to. In the time it's supposed to. Now, when things do happen in the time they're supposed to, we do still have free will, so we can still turn away from something when it's supposed to happen. So, oh yeah, and then this Moon card. Remember, I was like, mysterious. 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 Yeah, part of the mystery is like, wait, I thought I wanted this, and I was fucking wrong. I thought I wanted to run. That's where the masculine's at. I thought I wanted to run. They're stopped right now. They're stopped right now. When I was shuffling, a card had fallen out and I put it back in and it was the Hanged Man. They're stopped right now and they're getting a new perspective. Their perspective is shifting. When the feminine shifts her perspective, in turn, it helps the masculine shift their perspective. Whether you guys are in communication or not, it doesn't fucking matter. We're all connected. We're all one. So if you shift your frequency, it's a ripple effect. It affects the people around you, whether you're in contact with them or not. Because when we're connected to people, we're connected to them, whether we're talking to them or not. I have a hard time with social media lately. The more I tap into my gifts and the more I tune in, the more I have to deactivate my social medias a lot, because you know, even not going on social media, I can tune into energy of people that are fucking miles away. But when I have the fucking app, like, and it's accessible, I feel like it sends too much fucking energy towards me. And it's funny when I do go on my social media and I put a description of, this is what I'm feeling right now. I'm tuning into someone's energy. I don't know who it is. One of my friends is like, that's me right now. And the description is like scary accurate. So it's like we're all connected, you know? It's like even when I disconnect from my social media, I'm still connected to everybody, but this the internet, social media, I feel like is a soul-sucking entity. It's always pulling on our energy, whether we're thinking of it or not. How many times do you click on your Facebook or your Instagram or your Snapchat and open it up and you didn't even mean to? You were just trying to check your bank account real quick, and next thing you know, you didn't even check your bank statement, but you're scrolling through Facebook for like an hour, and then you're like, wait, wasn't I supposed to be doing something else? Um, it pulls you in, and there's so many people on there being pulled into it. So if you're empathic and you're sensitive to energy, and you've never disconnected from your social medias, I recommend taking a week off from it and see how you feel. At first you feel anxious because you're like, oh, okay, I guess I'm not checking on everyone. Well, all right, now I can do something else with my free time. Some people don't even realize how much they're sucked into their phone. That's scary. That's scary to me. All right, let me catch up with some comments. I'm not going to catch up with all of them. I'm just going to, the most, you know what? Hold on. I'm going to go to, normally I change my settings to all messages so I can see everyone's message, because I don't like missing anybody. But my time's limited today, so I'm just going to do the top messages and it will show me the most recent ones. All right. I don't feel like this is for me. Actually doing pretty good right now. Well, I'm glad you're still here though, Brian. Thanks for listening. Way more stoned now. God, prayer, love, and light. Thank you, Kenneth. Essam, hello. Twin flame don't exist like soulmates. Oh, soulmates don't exist either. Kevin Lips. SM says, hey, ma'am. Hey. People are setting themselves up for a lot of misery chasing twin flames and soulmates because you will never find them. Well, I mean, I don't know how much of you obviously came in after. At the beginning of the live, I was explaining to people, the twin flame journey can be fucking toxic because people buy into this romanticized version of it. Um, that's why I hesitate to I was hesitating to even come on and do this today because I don't want people buying into that. But I did go through a whole big spiel at the beginning about how it's more of a union to the self. When you meet someone that you believe is your twin flame, they trigger you. Um, they're triggering you to do the inner work to face yourself. That's what the journey is really about, coming home to the self and being in union with yourself. Now, after you do that, you're in a frequency where you're open and ready for love. Now, whether it's with the person you consider to be your twin flame or someone who's a soulmate, um, it doesn't even matter at that point because you love yourself and you're fulfilled within yourself. Um, but it's it's a journey of growth for both, whether they come into union or not. You know, when a masculine meets someone that's in such a similar frequency as them, whether you want to call it a deep soul connection of like a soulmate, or a twin flame, regardless of what you want to call it, when you feel so deeply connected to someone that it fucking scares you, it's because they're reflecting aspects of yourself to you. So the masculine is supposed to understand, okay, I want to run from this energy even though I love them. Because that's what it is. It's not a masculine running from someone they don't like or they're just not interested in. It's a masculine that's running from a feminine energy that they fucking love. Why would anyone run from love? Because they don't love themselves. Why would anyone chase after someone for love? Because they don't love themselves. So, I'm kind of glad you said that too, because I want this at the beginning and the end of the live. So if people skip through and they miss the beginning and they're just trying to get to the part, well, is he gonna come in? Is he gonna come? Yeah, he's gonna come too soon. Just kidding. No, I don't want people doing that to themselves. When I first started the journey, like I was in denial. I didn't, because I was like, I don't want to believe that. I'll sound like a crazy person. Then like the more time went on, it was just like, oh my God, is this what's happening? I can't stop thinking about this person. Why can't I stop fucking thinking about them? Like I was obsessively thinking about this guy and it was making me fucking sick. And I've been attracted to a lot of people in life. I'm 38 years old. I've had a lot of relationships, short term, long term. Um, and I've never been so fucked up over somebody in my life. And whether I was on the twin flame, whether I heard of twin flames or started learning about it or not, the way I was feeling about this guy was there before I even started looking into twin flames. So I was going to end up fucked up from the situation anyways. Um, but learning about the twin flame journey actually helped me because I knew I needed to disconnect. Um, I when I started learning about it, it's like, oh, the feminine shit. Oh, I am chasing. I didn't mean to do that, but I get in my masculine energy. I'm the kind of female that will go up to a guy and hit on him. Well, depending on the guy. There's some guys I wouldn't hit on. Um, but it's like there's an aspect of me that's like shy, but like if I see someone that I'm attracted to, like I don't want to miss it, so I go after them. I'll be like, hey, you know. But I'm usually chasing after a man that's in his feminine energy. because if they stick around, it's a man that's too in his feminine energy. If you know, they're if they're not intimidated by it. Um, you know, I always end up in relationships where I have to take care of them, like mentally, emotionally, financially. It's not that they don't have any money at all, but you know, the majority of what's being taken care, who's doing the taking care of in all aspects is me. Um, so, I mean, I'm glad I went on the twin flame journey, even though I ended up really fucking hurt, but it helped me reconnect with myself. It helped me really learn how to fucking love myself and not look for it outside of myself. I mean, am I interested in still meeting somebody? Yeah, I am. I would love to have someone in my life and feel loved and appreciated by someone outside of myself, but I'm really getting to a point where I don't fucking need that. I don't. Um, hmm. I'm gonna pull cards on just general energy. Just general energy. I don't know why. Why am I wanting to pull cards on just general energy right now? I don't know. Maybe somebody here is watching and needs a message. I'm not pulling for anyone in particular. Something just fell and there's nobody in here except me. Judgment, the Emperor, and the Five of Swords. And the Sun. All right. It's like some of these cards are the same from the reading I was doing with the twin flame, but you know, twin flames are part of the overall collective. There's the twin flame collective, and then there's the just human collective. Um, so collectively, like we're all being affected in some way. Um, the sun, the sun, the sun. It's supposed to be the happiest card in the deck. Like, look at her. She's super fucking joyful. She's like, I can feel the sun. I can feel the warmth. Um, Now, some of you are already in that energy. You know, some of you are already past this, like, shit energy, you know, but some of us are still in it, you know. The judgment card, it's setting ourselves free, releasing ourselves, releasing ourselves from the way we sabotage, the way we disappoint ourselves, the way we disappoint others, the way we regret, letting it go, releasing it, and choosing to be in our power, choosing to be in control. Because that's where we I just got a text and it distracted me. um what's under the sun? Ooh, the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands. Yeah, we have to go after it. You know, I was reading about the twin flames and it's like we're not supposed to go after not supposed to chase after people. um when I say we're supposed to go after it, I'm talking about the within ourselves, within ourselves, the warmth within ourselves, because that's where the real fucking power is. That's where the real, I want to say control, but I don't mean it in I don't want it to be taken out of context. You know, I'll pull clarifiers. All right, I'll pull on the Emperor energy first. Ten of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, Eight of Wands. All right. That's when we're in control to move forward in the direction that we want, towards the Ten of Pentacles, to having complete and total stability, whatever this it means to you. It could be family, it could be a job, it could, you know, whatever it is that makes you feel complete and stable and grounded. And we have the Queen of Swords here. The Queen of Swords will cut through the bullshit. Will cut through the bullshit because she knows the truth. You know, you can try and bullshit her, but she knows the truth. She understands the truth. She knows what needs to be done. She knows what needs to be said. She knows how to make decisions without emotion, without emotion, but still within a feminine energy. Um, our feminine energy, even men, you have feminine energy. Your feminine energy is your intuition, it's your feelings, your emotions, your receptiveness, your ability to understand things. Now, the King of Swords makes the decisions. He takes action. He takes action on what is learned and understand within the feminine energy, what's learned and understand within the intuition. Um, Now, the Queen of Cups, she she's emotional. She can't make a decision without her emotions. Um, but this feminine energy can make a decision while having emotions, but not making a decision from emotions. We should never make decisions or take action from an emotional response. We're supposed to allow ourselves, you know, put our feelings aside and really understand the situation, understand why we're feeling the way we're feeling, why they're feeling the way they're feeling. And if we can't put our emotions aside to look at our emotions, then we're going to drown in them and we can't see things clearly. Um, so this emperor energy is a very balanced emperor. You know, an imbalanced emperor, he'll fucking destroy his own empire. He'll destroy his own empire, um, because he's not able to fucking think clearly and make decisions clearly because he's not in tune with his feminine energy. He's disconnected from it. When he's disconnected from it, then he doesn't tap into this energy at all. He's just immediate King of Swords and will just cut things out. Even if it's something that they shouldn't have cut out. Um, or they'll take action towards something that they shouldn't. Um, all right, I'm going to pull on the Judgment card and then I'll pull on the Five of Swords. What is skibbity energy? It's a toilet. Skibbity toilet. And actually, the whole like skibbity thing, it feels, I want to say demonic. I don't know why. It feels demonic. Like I know kids are watching the skibbity stuff, but I don't know. Something feels really weird and off with it. I don't know. I'm not going to get into that right now because who really cares? Judgment, Knight of Swords, and the Moon. The Judgment card, it's, you know how I was saying, like, we have to make decisions not from our emotions, but we have to take the emotions into consideration, you know, because we have to make decisions from the big picture. You know, we have to look at the whole picture before we make a decision, you know, or we can make the wrong decision and think that it's the right one. Um, this is making decisions from emotions, like drowning in them. And I just heard shortcut decision, making a shortcut decision. Some people are making decisions to try and shortcut things, I guess, is why I'm getting that. Um, but you know, it's time to do it differently. It's time to try it a different way. It's time to go a different route. Page of Wands. Page of Wands is the explorer page. They're a page doesn't have the knowledge yet. You know, they don't quite have the knowledge on how to do this. So they're trying to explore, they're trying to learn. And, you know, right now we're in Sagittarius season, and Sagittarius is about exploring and expanding and growing, you know, um, taking what you're learning and utilizing it in the world. So this judgment card is about freeing yourself from making these emotional rash shortcut decisions and trying it a different way. Trying it a different way and seeing how it goes. Seeing how it goes. Because the way it's been going, mm, mm, mm. All right, let's pull on the Five of Swords. Hey, just passing by to say goodnight to people. Hi, Tia. Thank you. Good night. It's daytime where I'm at. Five of Swords. We've got the Nine of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune. And the Nine of Swords. Yeah, I mean, you know, you regret something, you're disappointed, something went wrong, and it's just like shaking my fucking head. What the fuck? Head in hand. Head in hand. Like, what the fuck? I just heard I shouldn't have done that. Or I wish they didn't do that. And then the Nine of Pentacles is wanting to be liberated from that energy and liberating yourself from that energy, turning the tables. The Wheel of Fortune, it's turning the tables, shifting things, shifting your perspective, tapping into your feminine energy. Whether you're a fucking man or not, tap into your feminine energy. Feminine energy, like I was saying, it's your intuition. It's your ability to read between the lines. It's the ability to be able to see the gray area. If you're a man and you're like, well, I'm able to see the gray area in the big picture, you're able to tap into your feminine energy. Because masculine energy is action oriented. You know, it doesn't have time to sit and think about it. That, you know, if you're working, you gotta get things done. You don't have time to be thinking. If you have a job, you need to know how to do it. Feminine energy is receptive. Feminine energy takes things in and has the time to explore and understand the gray area. Masculine energy is very black and white. It's either this or it's that. I don't get time to sit here and look at a gray area. I got to get work done. I got to get it done. So I either need to do this or that. So which one is it? That's how masculine energy functions. And then the feminine energy is, well, I've got time to look at this. I want to make sure this is done right. If I make a rash decision and take action too soon, I could fuck this up. You know, the feminine energy understands that. Yeah, I guess that's a good way to put it, is the feminine energy is understanding. The masculine energy makes the decision and takes action on it. All right, I'm going to put the cards away and I'm going to read some comments and then I'm going to get off of here. Get off of here. Love that deck, the Light Seers. Yeah, I have a lot of decks. I have so many decks. Ooh, you know what deck I have that I found it today. Where did I put it? Where did I put it? The fuck? Oh, man. It's a good deck, too. Oh, it's right here. It was blocked by my hand. I can't really use this deck on YouTube, though, because there's a lot of nudity in it. And, you know, YouTube is, you know... When I first started watching tarot on YouTube, they could show the cards, no problem. You know, like the star, like her boobs out. You know, since my channel's not monetized, I don't know if they flag my channel or not. But once I monetize my channel, I think that's when they're probably going to give me a problem because 6 months into watching YouTube readings, suddenly all of a sudden all the tarot readers had to start covering up the boobies. It's like, it's not a real picture. It's, I don't understand, you know? But meanwhile, somebody was telling me there was a tarot reader who had her fucking nipples pretty much out, but that was okay, but you can't have your nipples out on the cards. I don't know. But you know what? While my channel is not getting flagged for stuff like this, I do want to show you guys the deck. Like, oh my god. I love the Queen of Swords in this deck. Like, she's on the cover of the box. Like, I'm not gay, but she totally makes me want to be. Like, I would love her forever. I would treat her so good. Like, so good. Um, yeah, these cards are awesome. She's hot. Ooh. The Emperor. That's one badass motherfucker. Alright, yeah, no, I'm not gonna, I was gonna be like, maybe I should pull some cards from this deck, but I'm not gonna pull cards from the deck. I'm done pulling cards for today. Maybe I'll come on tonight and pull some cards. More cards. More cards. Alright, so let's see. Let me catch up with some messages. Where are you from? I'm from the U.S. The United States of America. I understand people have difficulties with romantic relationships, but it's important to base your life on reality. Yeah, well, and that's what I hate about like the whole twin flame thing is it pulls people out of reality. Um so that's why it's like I got to be careful when I'm doing twin flame readings. And be careful on how I word things and say things, because I don't want people fucking using what I'm saying to keep themselves in a toxic situation. I like that picture behind you. It looks cool. Yeah, the sun and the moon, the feminine and the masculine energy coming together. Coming together. I lived in a small country town. I got bullied all the time. Oh, I'm sorry. People are assholes. Meditation is the path. Liberation is the destination. Yes, exactly. Staying in weed is chilled. I am alone but not lonely. Yeah, see, I'm alone and I'm like coming out of the lonely feeling. Well, I mean, there's always for me there's always been this loneliness inside, and it's always going to be there. Um but when I'm talking about lonely, I'm talking about like the lonely that other people feel when they want to be connected to someone and then they're not. I'm finally like fully coming out of that, and it took a long time. Took a long time, but you know, if you love yourself and you do the fucking healing work, you can pull yourself out of that energy. Um, you know, it's like I always loved myself, but I hate myself too. So really working on the self-love and connecting with the aspects of myself that do hate me, and trying to, not trying, but actually doing and connecting with those aspects of myself, and giving those aspects of myself the love that it deserves. I don't even I don't even know what to call the other aspects of myself. They're just other aspects. I like the moon. Really? Yeah, it does seem that way. I'm not even sure what you're talking about because I didn't see the comment when you were saying it. Clown heart. I escaped the madness although I was sober. You escaped the madness sober? That's not easy. That's not easy. We are all connected. I believe it. Yes. Do you know Emma Watson? Isn't that the girl that played Hermione on Harry Potter? Right? Greetings from rainy Scottish. Hello. I miss my good life. Roadside technician. Bongo walk. I stay in a small city in Scotland called Dunfermline. I can't pronounce it. um, I like start to lean in for the comments and then like I start like hurting myself. Let me just move closer. Yo, what's up, Kim? No tea, no wife. What is... Hey, just passing by to say goodnight. Love that deck. All right, so I'm getting closer to where I was. I want to tap into my feminine energy. You want to? Are you a man or a woman? And I have to ask that because there's a lot of women that are more in their masculine energy these days, you know, like they have to work, they have to take care of the kids, they have to be masculine and feminine, but we're not used to that. So then we fucking drain ourselves. Um are you a Buddhist? No, I'm spiritual. I was raised Catholic, but I've learned a little bit from each religion. I can't tell you what thing is what, but I think there's something to take from every religion, you know? So if you're feeling lost with whatever your religion is, or if you don't have one, um, I would recommend reading into like all of them. You don't have to read everything, just a basic idea on what the teachings of each one is and take what resonates for you and make your own fucking religion. That's what being spiritual is. Um, you know, being connected and but not needing to you know, religious people are spiritual. I don't want my words to be taken out of context. You can't have religion without spirituality, but you can have spirituality without, you know, religion. Uh, that's hard to say too because you can have your own religion, your own like way of doing things. So I guess you would consider that a religion if you're following and doing something. But when the religion I'm talking about is, you know, a religion that's already formed, already you know, like Buddhism, Catholicism, Christianity. Those are already religions that are all set. You know, um, masculine energy is for survival, exactly. Feminine energy is for perception. Yes, maybe. I think no. I think you put that right. I think that sounds. Um, what's the word I'm looking for? Drawing a fucking blank. There's a word I wanted to use, but yeah, it sounds like you're on point with that. Um, you know, women that are more in their masculine energy, they're in survival mode. They're trying to fucking survive. Um, Masculines like men are, for the most part, most men are more naturally dominant in their masculine energy. They're supposed to be the providers, the protectors, you know, and the feminine energy is supposed to be that the spiritual protector, the spiritual provider, the spiritual guide for the masculine. You know, like our inner world is a reflection of the outer world. So it's like both our masculine and feminine energy within is supposed to be doing that. But also outside of us when we connect with another person, they're supposed to be, the why do I want to say counterbalance, but that's not normally how I would word it, but that's what I'm hearing, counterbalance. I don't, what the fuck. Hmm. Oh, all right, yeah. So we all carry both masculine and feminine energy, but if a feminine, we'll just say man, just for the sake of not making it confusing, I'm just going to talk as if the feminine energy is a woman and the masculine energy is a man. Roles can be reversed. Um, Now, the feminine energy, if the feminine energy is in a connection and she's feeling unsafe, then the masculine, the man, is supposed to be the protector that makes her feel safe. So that way she's calm, and that way she can be in her full on intuitive fucking goddess energy and be what the masculine needs while he's out doing the work and providing and putting a roof over the head and giving all this protection. The feminine energy is supposed to nurture the masculine energy, so that way they feel good and feel ready to keep going and working and providing. um, they're supposed to support each other. The feminine the female is supposed to support the feminine energy of the masculine, since they don't have time to do that, and the masculine energy is supposed to help support the physical aspects for the woman or feminine energy. um so that way they have a safe space to be receptive. If you're in a relationship and you're like, oh, my girl's always talking shit, she's always yelling, well, you're not doing your job as a masculine to make her feel safe and protected. But also, if you're feeling like shit and you want to fight with them all the time, they're not doing their job in nurturing your feminine energy and nurturing your feelings, in nurturing your masculine energy to be ready to go. Um, so that's why it's important to work on the self and self-love and bringing both your own masculine and feminine energy into balance. So that way, when you're connected to another person, you're able to do your fucking job within the connection. Um, Hi, I don't know how to, is it Valk, Valk, Valk Takis 2.0? I'm just going to call you 2.0 because I'm not sure how to pronounce that. But you're new to the channel. Hey, what's up? Where are you from? What is your job? I am from the United States, and this is my job. Being here, connecting with all of you. Salutations from your mother's bedroom. Well, my mom's sharing a room with my grandma right now, so things might be a little weird in there. I'm a man, you're a man. So when you say you want to tap into your feminine energy, GT, what do you mean? Do you have a hard time tuning into your emotions and your feelings? Do you have a hard time tuning into your intuition? Wow, wow, wow. Such a beauty for me. Wow, please, my love, I marry you for... Thank you, Euro, but I'm not marrying anyone. What clan are you in? So you're in a cult. No, I'm not in a cult. Um, can I make a religion for Barack Obama? I don't know. I don't think religion is spiritual. Yeah, it's like the spirituality is in religion, but religion kind of it kind of shrinks spirituality down. Spirituality, there's supposed to be freedom in spirituality, and there's not freedom in religion. Um how do I want to put this? for me, for a lot of people, they're fine with their religion. They don't feel restricted, they don't feel judged, they don't feel boxed in. But for me, with religion, I feel judged as fuck by religious people because that's all they do. Especially my channel's called the Misfit Spirit Awakening, and my channel has nothing to do with religion. But because the Misfit Spirit, it draws in a lot of religious people, and they immediately come in and tell me that I need to ask Jesus for forgiveness, or connect with Jesus, or tell me I need to connect with God. I believe in God, I believe in Jesus. I'm very much connected with all of it. So but religion teaches people that if people are free spiritually like that there's something wrong with them, and that they need to be saved. I'm sorry, but I don't need to be fucking saved. Save myself, thank you very much. Because you know what? God is not outside of us, God is within us. So I save myself. I don't have to pray to outside of myself. I within myself. Well, even like I connect with like a lot of deities and archangels, and they're not outside of the self. The thing is that when we look at ourselves, we just see the physical body. We don't see our spiritual body. Your auric field has different layers. The first layer is the physical layer, and then the next layer is the emotional layer, and then the next layer is the mental layer, and then the next layer is the spiritual layer. And within that's all part of our being. Our energetic body is part of our being. So when we're praying and we're connecting with God and angels and deities and spirit, or even crossed over loved ones, they're all within our field. It's all connected to us. So we're not necessarily praying outside of ourselves. We're praying to within ourselves. It's just the aspect of ourselves that we can't physically see. I just got like a whoop feeling on my head. That hasn't happened in a while. When I first started coming live, I kept boop boop. It feels like something's booping me on the head. Um, Booping. What a word. Um, like with IET, integrated energy therapy. I don't know if anybody knows anything about energy work on here, but there's a energy healing modality called IET, and you connect with the archangels and you channel their energy, and you can help pull things out of someone's field. Um, well, out of the physical body and then throughout the field. When I'm working on someone and they have something stuck in them, and I go to like pull it out energetically, it can feel like something, like I'm trying to pull and my hand wants to keep going back. And I have to keep doing it until my hand's going with ease, and then it's like, okay, it's out. um I'm not going to get into that right now. I was going to get into a whole other spiel about something else, but I won't. um Please, my love for marriage, please, I want to make you my wife. No. Do you love Jesus? Jesus died for you. Yes, of course I love Jesus. And people like be like, "Oh, Jesus died for you," but I mean, Jesus was going to die either way, but Jesus was trying to show people a new way. It's like, I'm about to be crucified. I'm going to be murdered by these people, but I forgive them. And the message was, forgive them. However it's worded, they don't know what they're doing. They don't understand. Um, Jesus was trying to show us compassion and understanding and forgiveness. Um, all right, yeah, no, I'm gonna leave it at that. I was gonna keep going, but I'm not. Rick Grimes. That makes me want to watch The Walking Dead. Salutations from your mother's bedroom. Thank you, Tagos. I hope you're showing her a real good time because she needs it. This is incredible. I just typed in Dream Woman on Google Maps, and 3 minutes later, ding ding, you have reached your destination. Are you single? Yes, I am. You fine. Thank you. It's so funny. Fine. You fine. That's what we used to say in the 90s. Like, oh, you see, like, now it's they're hot. You'd be like, he's so fine. Oh my God. There is, you just have to ask forgiveness for it. I choose to have my own relationship with God. I don't like going to church. Yeah, I don't, I used to go to church when I was younger with my grandparents, and for me, church is nostalgic because it makes me think of going to church with my grandparents. But I don't fucking like the church because of what it actually is. It's not what they say it represents. Like, I like the aspects of it where it's somewhere for people to go so they can feel connected. But what people really need to understand is you're connected whether you're in a church or not, you know? Um, I don't know. I'm not going to get too into the church stuff because this could end up a long rant. Um, and you said you have to ask for forgiveness. No, you don't. Because like when I was just talking about Jesus, those people when they were going to murder him, they weren't saying, "Oh Jesus, will you forgive us?" He was giving forgiveness either way. I've had a lot of people come in here and be like, "Ask Jesus for forgiveness." I don't need to ask Jesus for forgiveness. Jesus forgives me regardless. Jesus forgives me whether I'm fucking sorry or not, whether I want forgiveness or not. Um, because as humans, we're fucking flawed. But some people will take that as an excuse to be a fucking asshole. Well, Jesus will forgive me anyway, so I can be a dick. Um, no, that's not how it works. Um, you can't be a dick because Jesus would forgive you either way. Um, that's another thing about religion. I feel like it makes people feel fucking guilty. We have enough shit we need to work through. Now people need to work through the guilt of all the things they gotta ask for forgiveness for. It's like, were you sorry? Do you feel sorry? Do you feel remorse? I feel like that's asking for forgiveness, just feeling that, you know? I mean, if it's an actual physical person that you've hurt, you should go ask them, like, will you forgive me, please? I'm fucking sorry. That's the only time you should be asking for forgiveness. We don't have to ask God for forgiveness either. God sees everything that's going on. I'm pretty sure God fucking understands that we're humans and we've only got so much to work with here, and it takes some time to really fucking figure it out and connect. um that I it's like I don't know. I feel like religion needs like a revamping, like somebody needs to go into all the religious practices and be like, hold on, we gotta change some shit up, like there was like the Old Testament, the New Testament, but now we need that new, you know? You're so pretty. I'm jealous. Stop it, Sarah. I can hold on. I can only see you're so tiny, but you look fucking hot. Like, I don't know why you're jealous. Um, that makes sense to me. God is within us, not outside of us. Yeah, God is in you. Playing Duck Duck Goose. What, when I was going with that? Yeah, and they're like, you're it. I'm like, thanks. Can I be God then? No. That's what I mean though. You know what I mean? I don't want people ever thinking like, oh well, I'm God. It's like, no, we're an extension of God. God is within us, but we're not the totality, you know? If we want to be the totality of God and call ourselves God, well, then we need to be in balance, and everyone around us needs to be in balance, and we all need to be connected and whole as one, because we're divided. We're divided. We perceive ourselves to be divided and separate when we're not. Um, and our perception is our reality. So when we're perceiving ourselves as separate, you know, I'm Aquarius. What's up, Aquarius? Ludovic. Is that how you pronounce your name? They know not what they do. Exactly. Exactly. Um, you know, uh, how people, oh, you need to ask for forgiveness. Well, if somebody doesn't know what they're doing wrong, they're not going to ask for forgiveness whether you fucking tell them to or not. So it's kind of just like a waste of someone's energy to be going around and telling them to ask for forgiveness. Now, if somebody's coming to you and being like, hey, what do I do? I need some religious advice, then yeah, you know. Um, I don't mind people coming in and, just saying it. My problem is when they keep saying it, you know. They'll be like, no, but you need to ask for forgiveness. No, you need to turn to God. And it's like, I'm not going to have this conversation if I've already said, like, I'm connected, I'm good. If I tell you, like, I'm good, you got to leave it alone. You got to leave it alone. Stop trying to save people that don't want to be saved, or stop trying to save people that are already saving themselves. Um, and also all the religious people that come in here that are like trying to save people, why don't you start your own channel and allow people to come to you? If you build it, they will come. It's like for my channel, it's like, it's hard for me to find people, what the fuck, people that I connect with in my world that understand me and what it is that I'm doing. There's very few in my life that understand me and know what's going on. The majority of people don't fucking get it. So I have this channel, and now that people that vibe with me and understand what I'm doing are going to subscribe to the channel. They're going to keep coming back, and they're going to keep connecting with me. So if you're a religious person, you want to save people, start a channel. Start a fucking channel. And people will come to you. People that are lost as they're scrolling through YouTube. They might not have even been on YouTube looking for religious help, but then they'll scroll past your video and they'll click on it and they'll be like, thank God I found you. I'm looking for some religious advice. Help me. And then you can do your whole I'll save you forgiveness. Ask God for forgiveness. Ask Jesus for forgiveness, and do your whole thing. Um, hmm. All right, let's get back. What do you mean 90s? You look 20. No, I was talking about back in the 90s, like in 1990 to 1999. Like girls and boys, they would be like, "Oh my God, he's so fine," or a guy would be like, "She's so fine." Then it switched to like, "Oh, they're hot," and I feel like there's other terms too, but like people don't really use fine anymore. Like if you ask them how they're doing, they'll say fine, but they don't use it in terms of like how someone looks anymore. Like, "Oh, they're so fine." Like so fine used to mean like they look hot. Now if someone's like you're fine, it's like, what do you mean? Like, am I okay? Jesus seems spiritual, not religious to me. Yeah, Jesus was spiritual. Do you guys know like that he had traveled around and he learned Reiki and he learned about spirituality, and he was trying to show people a way. You know how like they'll be like, Jesus healed people with his hands. Yeah, because he went and he learned Reiki, and he was spiritual and he was very much connected, and he was trying to show people spirituality. He was trying to show them a new way. He was trying to show them how to be connected. He was trying to show them that we're all one. He was trying to show them that we all have the power to heal. Um, you know, uh even when he was placing his hands on people, he wasn't healing them. He was facilitating them healing themselves because they believed in him. If you believe in something, if you believe in the power to heal yourself, you can fucking heal yourself. Um, but you have to take the time to really connect with yourself. I don't know if anyone knows of Dr. Joe Dispenza, but he does a lot of what are they called, like workshops and meditations to help people connect with themselves and learn how to manifest and create the life they want, and also teaches them how to heal themselves. um most people can't or won't invest in themselves to that extent. um like for me, I was having a lot of joint pain. I went to go see a what is it called, what are they fucking called? An orthopedic. I went to go see an orthopedic, and they told me I didn't have arthritis, and that I was in pain because I had loose joints, and there was nothing they could do for me. Um, then I started receiving some high level energy work, and my joints felt better. Right now, my knees are fucked up, but I'm working on it. I'm not wasting my time gonna go back to the orthopedic so they can tell me the same thing and tell me there's nothing they can do for me. Um, but it blew my mind. It blew my mind because for months I was just having pain shifting from joint to joint to joint, and it wasn't staying in one joint long enough. The doctor was like, well, if you have pain in a joint for like 6 months and it becomes chronic, then I could give you like a shot of cortisone or something. But if that's not happening and it's shifting around, then I can't do that. And I was like, oh great, I'm gonna be in pain, and this just sucks. And good thing I didn't become a nurse, because I'd be falling apart trying to take care of patients. um, and then I not only was I receiving the energy work, but I was also doing shadow work, and doing some inner healing. And then when my joints stopped hurting, I was like, holy shit. And now my knees actually started hurting right when I started doing lives for the channel. And, the knees are connected to the root chakra. Root chakra is survival. Um, it's your home, your roots. And I've been really working through things in the root chakra. Um, so, my knees are actually starting to finally like feel better. My right one's like the worst right now, but I'm getting down to almost no pain in them. So now, I'm not saying doctors aren't important. They are very much important. They do a lot. They do a lot. Um, but there's so much that doctors don't fucking know. Because there's a lot that is going on spiritually and energetically. Physical disease all starts on an energetic level. Um, all right, so I was explaining IET a little while ago, integrated energy therapy. Um, Now, with integrated energy therapy, it's pulling out and releasing emotional trauma that gets stored in the body. Now, when that energy gets stored in the body and it stays there, it creates blockages. And then those energetic blockages create disease, dis-ease, you know, and then it manifests and it gets worse and worse and worse. You know, yeah, that's actually a good story to use. My sister-in-law, her father found out he had cancer. He ended up having like a golf ball sized tumor on his neck. He was stage 4. Dude should be dead. Um, He's very spiritual. He goes to, I don't know if anyone knows what Eckankar is, but they call it the path to spiritual freedom. Um, and he was going there, and he was really tapping in with his spirituality, and he was receiving Reiki, and um, really reconnecting with himself. The dude's tumor shrunk, went away. He's cancer free. um, I remember him saying that one time when he was meditating, he was talking with his guides, and um, he was asking something along the lines of either like living longer or just like maybe the tumor shrinking or something, and the guides were like, you like pretty much, you can ask to be completely healed, you can. And it's like, why are you asking just for a little? Why are you asking for a little healing? You have the right to ask for complete healing. um it's almost like, it's like, are we like trying to not like be selfish by being like, I don't want to ask for too much, so like, can I just like not die soon, and I'll still die for you like I'm supposed to? And it's like, you don't have to accept this for yourself. You can you can ask for complete healing. And he was just like, okay. And it worked out for him, but he put in a lot of work, a lot of work. Like Dr. Joe Dispenza, he has a book called Becoming Supernatural. Is that what it is? Or Superhuman? Supernatural. Yeah, Becoming Supernatural. Um, and in it, he tells a story about one of his clients, Anne, and Anne's husband died, and she was so, she had kids, and her life was turned upside down from her husband dying, and then she ended up getting cancer. And then the cancer took her away from, being able to work and being able to provide. Um, and she thought she was gonna fucking die. And then she started meditating and doing energy work, and he said she even went off the chemo, and her tumor shrunk, and she survived. And but how he was explaining it was, she was spending a lot of her time sitting with herself, meditating and focusing on healing herself. So I don't know. I think it's possible. I think it's very much possible with the things that I've seen and I've experienced on my journey. I think it's very much possible for people to really heal themselves. It's all about frequency. Anyone ever hear of the med beds? I don't know too much about it. I actually want to look into it, but I feel like the med beds are run off of frequency. I could be wrong, so I don't want to say this is definitely it, but I think med beds are, you they they can put you in them and like completely heal you, and it's off of frequency. It's off of vibration. Mm. Hold on, I'm catching up with the comments now, right? But I don't like that church is a business at the end. Yeah, that's what I don't like about it either, and I don't like that the priests think that they can molest the fucking kids. 20 years, 20-year-olds were born in 2004. Yeah, I was born in 86, bro. Correct. I was referring to religion and its rules and regs. Yeah. You cute as hell. Are you on the market? No. It's like I'm single, but I'm not on the market. You don't find people like me at the market. uh, Also, you way behind. Yeah, I am. She's just reading everything thoroughly. Yeah, I like to read all the comments. I don't like leaving anyone out. I want to take you out for a meal sometime. I appreciate it, but no. I feel like I'm chained like a slave. Yeah. Yeah, I had done a past life regression, and I saw myself enslaved, chained up beneath a pyramid. beneath a pyramid. I didn't even know there was like beneath a pyramid. And then I started Googling after, and they've discovered that there's beneath a pyramid. I was like, oh, okay. But I was gonna be sacrificed. But the past life regression that I did, I was doing like a soul retrieval, so I ended up merging with that past aspect of myself. Um, I've explained that meditation a few times in the lives. I'm not going to get into it now unless somebody really wants me to, but it was pretty cool. I'm going to start a channel. Thank you for the inspiration. Good, good. Yes, definitely start a channel. Make sure you let me know what it is so I can check it out. I'll definitely subscribe. Yes, fine means hot to me. Paris and Nicole started the hot thing. Yeah, when I was saying it, I was thinking that. That's so hot. Now we all just sound like dumb blondes. That's hot. I want to say in the 2000s. Yeah, it was in the 2000s. Um, I still use the word fine still. You're fine as fuck, by the way. Thank you. So you're on your knees a lot. No, no. Um, you don't even know natural law. What do you mean, Elliot? Why you against? Against what? Integrated energy therapy can cure cancer? No, no. I feel like it can help though. Um, when I first learned Reiki, people were telling me like, oh, they're starting to use Reiki in the hospitals. I'm like, they are? They should have like a full on Reiki unit in the hospitals because Reiki really any energy modality um, would be great to have in the hospitals because it helps promote healing. I know you know. Know what? So you're beautiful. Thank you. Um, all right. I'm going to put these cards away that I didn't put away earlier. And I'm going to get off and go smoke some weed and enjoy the time that I have being alone because there's too many people living in this house, so I never get alone time. And when I do get alone time, I'm trying to come live to keep this channel going, to keep connecting with people, to keep supporting people. And I have a quite a few regulars that come in, and it's not just me supporting people that watch. I see other people supporting each other in the chats, and I love that. I absolutely love that. Um, when I started the channel, I was just doing the pre-recorded tarot readings, and in September I started doing the live streams. And I wasn't sure where it was going to go. I know I wanted to do more than tarot with the channel, but I wasn't sure if it was going to end up happening. But it's definitely going to happen. Because a lot of times I'm not even pulling cards on the lives. I'm just chatting with people, and it makes me feel good to have some insight for someone that helps them, and it makes me feel good to see other people giving insight to people that need it. So it's like we're creating a community here, um, to support each other, and it doesn't matter who you are. I have a lot of trolls that end up staying because I don't kick them out. I mean, there was someone asking me if I swallow or spit. If people are only saying shit like that repeatedly, then I'll block their comments so people can't see their comments anymore. But I usually let them get away with it for a little bit because sometimes somebody will come in and ask me if I suck good dick, but then later on they're talking about spiritual stuff, and then they're like totally into the conversation. Um, so this is really, it's the Misfit Spirit Awakening. The Misfit Spirit is, being an outcast, feeling like you don't fit in, and even if you feel like you fit in for most aspects of your life, there's always some point in life where we feel out of place. We feel lost. We feel disconnected. You know, we feel misfit. Our spirit is it's trying to fit in, and it's trying to feel good, and you know, when it's not, we need support, we need guidance, and sometimes there isn't support and there isn't guidance. And we have to tune into ourselves to get that support and guidance, but a lot of people don't know how to do that. So that's one of the many things I want to do with this channel, is teach people how to tune into themselves, so that way when there isn't anyone in the physical world around you and you feel lost, you still know how to get through and heal and find your light. Um, and also, I want people to learn how to be comfortable with their shadow, with the darkness. I'm not saying I want people to practice dark magic and do shitty things to people. No, I want people to learn how to live within the darkness, within their shadow, so that way when they're forced to be there, it's not hell. Misfit Kurt here. Hi, Kurt. How are you? Um, because for me, heaven and hell are a state of consciousness. You know, and if we're going through hell, we got to keep going. We got to keep going. You know, I like to visit hell on purpose sometimes, you know, to learn some stuff. I'm like, oh, there's a toxic dumpster fire. I'm going to go touch it, see what happens. You know, magic is real. Wow. Yes, it is, Jason. Yes, it is. Um, Anyone ever see the Santa Claus with Tim Allen, and the little elf girl says that, yo, she drops a fucking truth bomb, bro. She she uh she says something like, you know, people are always like, oh, well, I'll believe it when I see it. But that's not how it works. She says believing is seeing. It's not seeing is believing, believing is seeing. But you have to truly believe. You know, people will be like, oh, well, I believed and it didn't work out, so I don't believe anymore. Well, then you didn't truly believe, because if you truly believe, you don't just shake it off that easily. Like from one incident, like, oh, well, it didn't work, so I don't believe anymore. um, All right, I'm going to go. Thank you for everyone that tuned in today, and I appreciate all of you. I love you all, and I see it when I believe it. And I'll try to be back on later on tonight. I gotta wait till the kids are sleeping, so and usually by the time they're sleeping, I'm fucking tired. Um, but thank you everyone for watching, and if you enjoyed it and you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button so you know when I'm on again. Or if you want to subscribe and you don't want to get the notifications, you can turn the notification bell off. Because I get annoyed sometimes with some channels that I follow, when you know, like if it's a tarot channel and they're doing sign readings and they do all 12 signs, then I'm getting 12 notifications in a day, and I'm like, I don't need this many notifications. um But anyways, thank you again, guys. I love you all. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.